Hi everyone, and welcome to your video for this week. I apologize for the last minute of not being able to be live with you. I think my daughter thinks that she tells me things, or maybe she tells me and I don't write them down. But I just found out earlier this week that Claire's orchestra concert is on Thursday night during our normal Facebook Live time. And as you guys know, those are the kind of events that we just cannot miss. So I am not able to be live with you tonight, but instead I'm going to be sharing with you the projects that I had planned to share in a pre-recorded video format for you to be able to still see them and be inspired by them. Tonight, I'm going to be showcasing for you the Gingerbread Man bundle, and this bundle is so fun. And I have seen a ton of projects posted out there by other demonstrators and people creating amazing things with this sweet bundle. Now, one of the things that I want to mention about my projects for tonight is that these are projects that I did not design. They were projects that one of my team members, Pat Loudenslager, designed for our team retreat. So she always designs a couple of classes for one of my team-only exclusive events. So if you've ever thought about joining and being part of an amazing team where we do lots of fun things, I'd love to have you consider the Basement Bunch Stampers for your for all of your fun needs when it comes to creating and crafting and inspiration. Now, the Gingerbread Man comes with a die set that is really big. You can see that here. Now, the die that cuts out the gingerbread, I'm going to be honest with you, I do not have here in my set. And the reason why is because I have another team member helping me prepare and cut out gingerbreads for me for a team event that I have for my holiday event for them at the beginning of December. But I cut one out in advance. So the big gingerbread die that you're not seeing cuts out your gingerbread that looks like this. And it is perforated here for you to be able to make it into a card if you wanted to. Now you also get in the die set all of these phenomenal accessories. So you can add hats, scarves, mugs to your gingerbread hand, the little word bubble, gumdrops, so many different things that you can add to this amazing stuff. Now, I actually own 2 sets of these dies because I knew that I'd be using the heck out of them. So this set has not been used too much yet. So I thought it was the better set to be able to show you so that you could kind of see all the fun things and the candy and all the different things that you get with this amazing bundle. I think it sells for $55.25 or $52.25, something like that. But I'm here to tell you guys this is a phenomenal set, and I hope that you consider adding it to your list and making sure you get this to create some beautiful cards with. The stamp set also has this, so that the gingerbread, I actually have the Gingerbread Man on a block right now because I'm heat embossing it. And when you heat emboss it, you get this awesome look like this when you heat emboss it with white embossing powder on the pecan pie. So I'm doing a bunch of those for a craft project, which I will show you here in just a little bit. But this is the stamp set, and so you can see here you get different eyes. You get the regular gingerbread eyes, you get one of it winking, you can get one of it where it's got little eyelashes, and all the different little accessories, and also the sentiments that come with this awesome bundle. So again, the projects you're going to be seeing here tonight were not designed by me. They were designed and created by my team member, Pat Loudenslager, and they were projects that my team made at our annual team retreat at the end of October. So I want to thank Pat for allowing me to share her projects with all of you tonight. She is a phenomenal designer and a phenomenal crafter, and I am very fortunate to have her on my team. Okay, so the first project this one I'm just going to show you because it is not one that I have prepared to make for you. But at my team retreat, Pat made all of the little gifts that we handed out to the team members throughout the course of the event. And this is one of the little projects that Pat made. So here you can see, this is how it opens up. This time she used crumb cake. You can see she used the eyes of it winking. She embossed that with white embossing powder, added a cute little hat and bow using the die set and the real red cardstock. And then she just created a little loop on here that she glued on with some of the Tombow liquid glue, added one of the gumdrops, and you can see here she added Winkastella to that. And then she glue dotted one of these suckers that she found on Amazon in there. But how cute is that if you wanted to give a gift card to someone, or just a little project to give to someone with a little extra treat added into it. So how easy would that be to make that, to give out, or even as a tag if you wanted to on one of your packages? So many clever different things you can do with this awesome bundle. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to share with you tonight that she made for us and created is this one right here. I know, you guys, is she not a beautiful designer? Now, what she did on this is she used the blueberry bushel cardstock for the card base. So this is the card base, and then we're just going to fold this in half. I did a lot of this work in advance. Well, I'm going to be honest, Pat did a lot of this work for me in advance. But this is a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of blueberry bushel cardstock. What she did is she used her sponge and she sponged around that using the white ink, the white ink. Okay, you could get this effect many different ways. She also then inked around the edges of it with a blending brush and using the blueberry bushel cardstock or ink color. And then this just got adhered onto the card, and it gave it that little bit of a look where you can really see the white pop and then the color around there pop as well. So let's go ahead and adhere this on to this. I will tell you guys, there is one card that I'm a little intimidated by to make with you all tonight, but I am going to give it a whirl. If it doesn't work, I promise you I will do a separate video. It is my goal, just so you guys know, after the first of the year to get back to doing weekly YouTube videos on a specific project with you. So this might be one that I tackle with a different bundle showing you the technique of the card, but I'm going to give it my best whirl from memory of when Pat showed us how to do this card. Okay. Then in advance, using the, and here you can see that we, instead of using it as a whole, you can also just cut this out. You could just lay a different one on here like this, and then you could just cut around this to actually just use the gingerbread separately, okay? So you wouldn't necessarily have to use it where it's folded. You could then just use it separated, cut right around here, and then you'd have a perfect little hand on your gingerbread, okay? So this is one done in advance using the basic white or the white embossing powder and heat embossing that using the pecan pie ink, okay, or pecan pie cardstock. Sorry, you guys, it's getting late at night and you can tell my brain is starting to not like me anymore. So again, I apologize, you guys, for I realized on Tuesday that I would not be able to be live with you. And tonight was my online bingo. So if you've never done my online bingo, encourage you to give it a shot. So I am doing this video for all of you following my online bingo. So it is a little bit later at night, so please bear with me. I'm just going to go ahead and add the gingerbread there. Then I'm going to show you what Pat did with these right here. Now this is phenomenal. So this greenery is from the Christmas greenery dies that are in our holiday catalog right now, part of the Traditions of Christmas bundle, the 2 dies. And what she did is she just added Versamark on top of them and heat embossed them with white embossing powder to make them look frosted. Are they not phenomenal? Look at that on that card right there. Okay, so one of these, you can actually just cut them apart. But this one right here, I think she just kind of cut this off, put them in there. Let me actually show you that here. So we're going to cut one in half. At least I'm going to attempt to. I hate to even do that. But we're going to cut it in half. And I'm going to add, and I cut it kind of funkily. So let me make this a little bit better. Bear with me, guys. I don't want this to look too funky. You'll see in a minute what I'm doing. I'm just fixing it to make it look like it's a little bit more okay, because I cut it kind of funky. Let me get that piece right out of there. Yeah, you guys are probably thinking she's crazy. Yeah, I am, and I'm tired. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to adhere this one underneath here like this. Okay, just like that. And then this other one, we are going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to actually just put this one on here. Well, I think she cut that one too. That's what I get for not paying attention to all of Pat's beautiful work. I do need to grab my liquid glue, so bear with me. It's at my other table. I do want to use my liquid glue. You guys can't see my basement right now, but I have about 5 projects in the works. So it's a hot mess. So I am preparing and creating some Christmas crafts, I call it. And you're going to be seeing them left over from a different event that I have that I'll be putting out there for sale. So if any of you are interested in some crafting projects for our like little stocking stuffers and coworkers and things like that, be looking, because I will have stuff left over after I have an event here in a week or so. All right, I'm getting out. So Pat did all this die cutting for me as well. So here you can see she die cut the little bow tie in Night of Navy, adding some beautiful little Wink of Stella to this as well. So I am going to add some liquid glue to that, not a lot, and just add this little bow tie or little tie here to him like that. All right, and then this piece right down here, so she did indeed cut this, so I'm going to cut it right in here, a little bit different this time so that it's not so jaggy looking. So for this, I'm going to glue this little piece right down here like this, and this other one I'm going to glue up here like that. Okay, so you can see you can kind of mix and match these however you kind of want them, but isn't that a neat little frosted look? So if you haven't tried that, she literally just put this right into the Versamark ink pad and then dump the white embossing powder on it and kind of let it fall where it wanted to on the greenery, and it gave it that really beautiful frosted look, which I think is absolutely stunning. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this. And Pat is what I would call one of my most intricate stampers. She does just phenomenal work and blows us away at so many team meetings and things that you're just like, wow, is that cool? Such amazing ideas. Okay, and then you can see the cute little candy cane that we have there. Now, I might not get through all of these projects with you tonight, so because they are pretty intricate and pretty detailed, but I do want to at least share with you guys them because they are so gosh darn cute. And then you're going to add some of the liquid Tombow glue. You can see this is also the die, and it cuts out this awesome candy cane. And you're just going to adhere the two of them together like that. And they align perfectly. We're just going to put that right here so it kind of covers up right where that those two kind of go together. So we're just going to hide that seam, so to speak. So I'm just going to put it on here just like that. I'm just going to hold it down a little bit to make sure that it kind of adheres. Look at that. That's so cute. The final thing I'm going to do is add some of these little gumdrops, and you can see here that they are already cut and Wink of Stella'd. They're already all Wink of Stella'd. So let me find them. We have lots of them here, I see. So I'm just going to add a little one. This is a red one done with real red. So I'm going to add that up here like this. And then I'm going to look for a green one because, yep, she's got them all in here, you guys. So cool. Here's a green one. And Wink of Stella is your friend. So if you don't own a Wink of Stella pen yet, you're definitely going to want to get one because they are pretty cool. And these projects being a little bit more intricate, you can see here that they do take a little bit longer to do. So it isn't cards that you're going to get through in no time flat. It's going to take you a little bit of time. But look at how beautiful that card is, you guys. So gorgeous. Right? Kudos to Pat. I think it's just phenomenal. And I am going to cut this out a little bit more right here to kind of make it look a little bit better still. Because I just snipped it and didn't pay attention to where I was cutting it. There we go. That makes it look better. And we're going to cut this one at a little bit of an angle. There we go. Doesn't that look better? All right, so that is my first project to share with you guys tonight of cards that, one of the cards that Pat did for our team retreat. Gorgeous, right? Okay, the next one that I'm going to share with you is one that I think is just, again, a really cute one. Now, this is not an actual card. the card is inside the little pocket. Is that not cute and clever? And then you could also include a gift card or a little note inside of this, and it just sticks right inside of there. I love it. Awesome job. Now what Pat did on this card is she just simply added, you can see all of her dimensionals there. She added dimensional strips all the way around the bottom of this to seal it. So that way she didn't have to do a pocket, which I thought was also a really phenomenal concept. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to adhere this piece right here. This is the words embossing folder, which, believe it or not, I did not get that embossing folder, and I can't believe that I didn't. I've seen so many fun things with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this on the back of this Granny Apple Green piece right there. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add dimensionals to the back of all of this piece right here. So this piece is going to go on here like this, okay? And then we have this strip, and my kitty cat decided to come see me. And then we have this strip that's going to go on here as well. And all of this is going to go on with some dimensionals. Olaf, you need to go, buddy. So let me add some adhesive. Now this is a good use of your strips. So these big long strips of dimensionals that you have here along the bottom, very good use of it right here. So I'm just going to add it right along the bottom of here. And I'm going to also use this one on the other side. Well, let me see here if I can use this one. This one might fit perfectly right here. Yep, it sure does. I think she used them all the way around. Yep, she sure did. So when they're not your cards, you got to pay a little bit better attention to how they're all done. I'm going to also use the strip on here, this one. So we're just going to rip that one off. But again, you guys, this is a really good use. And I'm using this straight edge along the bottom of that, okay? So that way I don't have to worry about lining it all up. And I'm just kind of eyeballing how big of strips I need. I can always go back and add more to it, which I might have to in those little gaps that I didn't account for. So let's see here. Here we go. And I'm just going to cut that one in half like that. So you guys can see that this has taken a while, so I probably won't be spending doing all of them with you, but like I said, I'll definitely show you all of them so that you can see them. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about that little spot there. So now we're ready to adhere this down. So I'm just going to take off the dimensionals. Now you could also, if you really wanted to, make this into a pocket card. I've done those before in the past. But this is a great way if you're not making a bunch of these and you just want to get rid of some of your cardstock and stuff. This is a great way. Oh, I should have left the one side open. Oops. Okay. Otherwise you can't fit the card in there, guys, right? That's what I get for not paying attention. You know, Pat talked about this at the team retreat, but of course I wasn't paying attention because I was busy talking. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and adhere this down to my card. Okay, like that. All right, and then we're going to add this right across the top of this piece right here. So I'm just going to use some of my seal, and I'm just going to add some seal across this. And I'm just going to put it right along this top edge of my designer paper. So you can see here that that gives me a perfect little pocket. And then in advance, I've done up, well, I say I. Please know when I say I, it's we or Pat. And here's where you can see we added the hair. We get, you know, you can add dots and do all kinds of stuff you can add to it. But you can see the other gingerbreads you can leave pretty plain. So you can see this one again here. We didn't add anything to the belly of it. It's just, you know, the eyes. And this one here, we added stuff in the middle. So again, all kinds of different ways in which you can do this. And so then this is just going to get stuck in here like this. And it's going to fit in there perfect. That's so cute. And then we have the Oh Snap. That is done on that word bubble that I talked to you about earlier and embossed in white embossing powder with the sentiment from the stamp set. We're just going to add that to the card. And then you can see we use some of the larger gumdrops. So let me find my larger gumdrops. I have one here, and I've got a mess of stuff. So there's one there, a bigger one here, and a bigger one here. And I'm just going to use some liquid glue to adhere these down to my card. Okay, so one up here. Again, they're all done in Wink Stella to make them all look shiny and sparkly. And one down here. And then the other one, make sure you get the right side because you want to make sure you use the one that's got the Wink Stella out. And voila, you guys, look at that adorable little card that you just pull that out of there and you have a little card and you can put like a little gift in there. Isn't that a clever idea? I know, I love that one too. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Okay, so that's card number 2. Now card number 3, I am not gonna actually make with you, but I'm gonna talk to you about it. So this one, because there's lots of little intricate parts in this. These dies are from the branching out dies, and those are some of the shapes that you get. The embossing folder that Pat used on this card right here is the wreath embossing folder. So the centers doesn't have the oval or the circle on it. And then this is all glimmer paper. And you can see here that you basically, let me show you because I do have these pieces here, but I don't want to keep you guys on here forever. But you can see here, this is the candy, and then this is the part that makes it look like the peppermint. And then you're just going to adhere those together, and the same with the green one. And then the candy cane, you've already seen me how I did the candy cane. You can see here that we have the sucker. And the sucker is done. Let me get all my little pieces parts here. It's kind of the same way. You have the sucker right here, and then you have the little red piece to make it look like it's a candy cane sucker. Isn't that so awesome? You can see here that Pat used the sugar and spice and everything nice sentiment on her card. And look at how cute that is. So this was one that you can do where you're not even making it using the gingerbread. You're making it more using all of the different candy and things to just make it look like it's a sweet little card. Okay, so that one I'm not going to take the time to share with you and show you how to do it. I think you kind of get the idea behind that one. Now, Pat also is a pink person just like me. And so when she offered to design this class for me, I was not surprised at all that she incorporated a pink card to kind of go with both her and I's style. I love this card, you guys. This card is amazing. And I love what she did to it here as well. So, I know you guys, right? So for this card, we are going to make this one together. I got to pick up a little bit of my junk though here, you guys, because the more intricate the cards, the more stuff you have. So for this one, we are going to use the pecan pie for the card base, okay? So pecan pie card base. And then we have a layer of strawberry slush, that's 5 1/4 by 4, followed by a piece of Pretty in Pink that has those embossed letters on them. Look how pretty that looks just together all on its own. So we're going to adhere these two together, okay? And then we're going to adhere this whole thing to the card. So pretty. Okay, and that's going to go on to the card like that. In advance, I have done up the gingerbread to save me a little bit of time. Here's the eyes with the awesome lashes. So remember me talking to you about the lashes? So there's your lashes, and that we're going to eventually put on with dimensionals, but I'm going to do all the buildup of him first before I put that on my card. So here I have, this is cut, Pat cut this awesome hat from the In Color collection of the Designer Series paper. And you can see here that that's what the backside has, the flowers on it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive right up here at the top of his head to be able to put this on with. It makes it a little bit easier, I think anyway, to do it that way. And then we have a scarf that's done the exact same way. And for this, I'm going to go back to using my liquid glue to put the scarf on. So cute. So, so cute. Oh, I see she put the Season's Eatings on there first. So this is strawberry slush, and I believe she used the Stylish Shapes for this. Inked around the edges, heat embossed on that using the Season's Eatings. So I'm going to add a little bit of the liquid glue. We're just going to stick with the liquid glue today because I think it's going to be a little bit faster. You can see she kind of put this right across the middle on here like that. And now we can go ahead and add the scarf because see the scarf went on top of that. Just a smudge. So we're going to add the cute little scarf here like that. And I don't want to cover it up. There we go. And then we have some of the little, the cute little, oops, wrong, gumdrops. Let me find the gumdrops. So we have a big pink one that is done. That one might be done in Bubble Bath, so it kind of sticks out a little bit there. And then we have one that was done in, let's see here. Bear with me, guys. I got to find the right ones. Here we go. I think it's this one. It might be a bigger one than I have, but that's okay. Because you get so many of these when you cut them out that you have to use them all. And let's see here. Can I find my other one? I know it's in here somewhere, but of course I can't find it right at the moment. So we're just going to go ahead and add these in here. This I am going to add on with a dimensional. I do have my minis, so I'm just going to add a little mini dimensional to this. I want to make sure I add it on the back side so that it shows up with my, so this just actually goes on the card. So I'm just going to put that on the card like that. All right, and then we're going to add these fun little, trying to find it one more pink. Bear with me, guys. Maybe I don't have another pink one. So that's okay. We're just going to add, whoops, and I throw everything at you guys. We're going to add this cute little gumdrop up there at the top. Like this. Up here like that. I'm just going to add the one for right now. Look at this cool sucker. So this is actually basic white cardstock. I believe Pat colored that and then did Winkostella to make it look like it was kind of frosted. So, so cool. Isn't that cool? This is then going to get adhered onto the back of the sucker here. And then this piece is going to go, yep, she put it on the top. It kind of fits right inside of here like this. Look at that. And then that's going to go on the hand right here. Okay. So we're going to add the glue to that. I know, you guys, aren't you loving these projects? That's why I had to ask her. I had not had a chance to play with this bundle yet and didn't know if I would have time to do a class with it. I've got so many Christmas classes open now, and I'm like, you know, people are going to be done doing Christmas cards soon, but I really wanted to share this with you guys. And so she said that she was okay with me sharing it. And so again, I just think that she did a phenomenal job showcasing this for everybody and letting everybody make her cute projects. Okay. And then you can see here, this is on with a dimensional, but this is not. So how you do that, and I know I've showcased this before on my Facebook Lives. And so I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of this. I'm now going to actually add the gingerbread to the card though. So this is going to get put on here using some dimensionals. So let me bring in some dimensionals here and add them to my little gingerbread. And take off all the backings here. I think that's the last one. And this is just going to get adhered on here, kind of like this, a little bit at an angle, but not really. And now we can add some liquid glue to this bottom part of the sucker. And so what I did is I added some glue there. The dimensional will then bring it to the same level as the gingerbread. And then we can stick this like that, and that will stick there. And then you just want to make sure that that gets glued down. What do you guys think? Is that not amazingly a cute flippin' card and so easy? So you can do so many different things with this that it's just so, so cool. Now this next card is the one that I debated on even showing you guys tonight. And I don't have the measurements readily available, but this may be a card that I actually showcase and do for you guys an actual video with it in a different way. But Pat did a shutter card for us that opens like this. Now, I know there are many videos out there from other demonstrators who have showcased this amazing gatefold for the top and this amazing shutter for the inside. So I'm going to try my best to go off my memory and show you guys. If I fail you, I will let you know that there are other videos out there, and I will promise you that I will make it my goal to do a video to share this with you guys, okay? So first of all, we're going to decorate. This is again, it's a gatefold card, so it opens like this. So we're just going to add the decorations to the gates first. You can see here I have 2 pieces of designer series paper, and I'm just going to add that to, and my cat is here bugging me for pets right now. So if you hear a bell, that's what's going on. He keeps putting his paws up on me because he wants me to pet him. All right, and so I'm just going to add this designer series paper to the 2 front panels of my, of my gatefold, okay? So you can see here, I'm just going to add these here like this, okay? Again, I do not have measurements, but I do believe I'm going to do this as a class for a card for you guys when I start to do my videos again. So I'm going to now add these are the pieces that Pat put on her card on the inside panels. So you can see that that's where those go. So I'm going to add one here, and I'm going to do my best, you guys, to show you that shutter part and how we do that, okay? Again, I'm going off memory from the end of October. So if Pat is watching my video at some point, she can laugh at me when I have it wrong. But basically, for the inside piece, what you do is you're going to have a piece of basic red and then a piece of your cardstock or your designer paper, and you glue them together and you cut out the circle with whatever kind of a circle shape that you want to do. And you're going to make sure those line up. So I'm going to actually adhere these 2 together right now. You can see Pat used the Tags and More, the 6x6 Tags and More designer series paper for this. And I want to make sure that I line those up. So I'm doing my best here to line them up like that. Now we're going to put dimensionals on the 4 corners of this, but you're not going to adhere the 2 down on the top. So we're going to get some dimensionals. Again, you guys, bear with me. I'm going off memory. So if I fail and the card doesn't work, I promise you, I will let you know how to fix it. Okay, so again, this is the look that we're going for, okay? And we're going to now just take off the bottom 2 pieces of this, or the bottom 2 of that, and we're going to put this right here in the center of the card, okay? So you're going to kind of eyeball it, make sure it's the center, and you're just going to kind of make sure that you line up the top a little bit. This is not going to be glued down just yet, because we need to eventually, once we have our panels built, sneak this inside of here, okay? Now, these pieces, I believe, are cut 4 by 3 1/4 or 4 by, I forget what they actually are. But there's a way that you then have to find, and I'm not going to show it on tonight's video because I'll be here forever, and I'm already been talking to you guys for a while. But basically, what you do is you score each of these at 1/2 inch, and then there's a way that you find the center and you cut out the triangle, okay? So these are your 2 pieces. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure that you have a really good fold on your crease line here. And then what you're going to do, this is going to have to eventually be stuck to this side. So what you do is you put this on the inside. Remember, you don't have that glued down. And you're going to line this up. You're going to line your end up with that crease right here. Okay, and you want to make sure you have it about the same distance from the top and the bottom. Now, I'm going to also put adhesive on here. So, do I want to use the liquid Tombow? Maybe. We're going to try to use the liquid Tombow. We may have to hold on to it for a little bit, but we're going to try this. Okay, so I'm using the Tombow liquid glue. And what you're going to do now is you're going to put this in here like that. And you're going to carefully align this up with this, the edge with that edge from the top and the bottom. So I'm going to move it down just a smudge. And then once you have it where you want, you're going to fold this over. And that's going to adhere that, if I remember correctly. Yes. But I want to make sure that that glue is really good. So I'm going to just kind of let that be shut for a little bit and talk to you a little bit about the gingerbread that was going to go on the top. So when we go to put this on the top, we're only going to put dimensionals on the one half of him. I find it easier to put the dimensionals right on, sorry, you guys can't see. So I find it easier to put the dimensionals right on this cardstock instead of the actual gingerbread. You can see here that we used one of the dies in the die set to make it look like he had a bite out of his arm and his leg. So that's something cool you can do as well. Okay, so now I'm hoping that that is adhered good to that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. You're going to insert this inside of here, maybe like underneath or on the bottom or on top of it. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to line this up the best you can to that edge. So let me add some of the liquid glue to this. I'm sorry, you guys, if I keep pushing it really close to me. I'm just trying to make sure I have it in here good. Okay, so we're going to put this in here like that. And I'm going to try my best to align this to the edge again. And I want it to line up. I am so impressed I'm remembering this. And you want it to line up with the other piece. And when you think you have it pretty good, you're going to close it over and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to let that kind of dry a little bit. Now keep in mind we left that top piece open so that way we can insert our O snap, and you want this circle to be a little bit bigger so that it'll fit that, that space, okay? So you can see here that when I open this up, I have my little piece in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to very carefully position this inside of here so that way we can see the O snap in there when we open up the card. So you guys, I'm so proud of myself. Okay, so I'm going to go underneath of here. I did use my I want to open this card up so I can see how it's opened, and I want to center that O snap in there the best I can. That looks pretty gosh darn good. And now I'm ready to close up my card and take off these two dimensionals. And now I'm ready to adhere that down. And we have, I did it, a shutter card. So what do you guys think? Did I do pretty good? I'm pretty proud of myself. Oh, yay. Okay. Final thing is to add that awesome gingerbread to the front here. And again, we're only going to add him on here to open mine. I must have forgot to have the cute little, oh, those are actually in my, they're not embossed. Those are actually glued on. All right. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to add a few dimensionals over on this side right here. So I'm just going to add maybe 3 of them right here. And that way my gingerbread man will only stick to that. Now I know I did not give you guys gingerbread, or I didn't give you guys the measurements to that, to this card. I promise you I will, okay? For those panels and how to do those panels, I'll do a more thorough video. But it's really, really cute and really, really fun. Then what Pat did is she actually she die cut for everyone. Oh, Pat, you were crazy busy. She die cut for everyone these cute little dots to put on the, maybe they need to go down further. I should have put his bow on first. Okay, bow goes on first. Oh, I'll still be good. I'll still be good with that there. Okay, so one's gonna go there. And then I have another one that's gonna go right here. And then we're going to do his cute little bow. So the bow actually cuts out in a couple of different pieces. So here we have it. We have the little tail, and we're going to adhere this onto that piece. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of adhesive, some of my Tombow glue on there. And we're going to adhere this on there like that. Maybe. Whoops, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere that with some of the little mini dimensionals. So let me bring those in. I'm going to put a couple on here. And I think I'm going to put one couple down on this thing too, so that it's on all of it here. So here we go. And now I'm going to take off the dimensional backings of this and adhere this down to my card right here. Okay, so the last thing that I have on this is, and I don't know if I have it, but this little red piece right here. So you guys, I have all of my little pieces and parts that I had in my baggie all spewed out all over the place. So we're just going to pretend that I have that little red piece, because I don't think I do in my kit. Or if I do, I just can't find it right now. But there you have it, you guys. A really cute card. And using and doing the shutter technique for being able, and that's why I used the Tombow glue, because I really wanted it to be a really good hold and one that wouldn't pull away from the card itself. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed all of these fun projects tonight. And again, I want to thank my teammate, Pat Loudenslager, for allowing me to show them for all of you the beautiful stuff that she created for our team retreat. I am going to bring in all of my projects here again tonight. Now, this bundle is still available, so I encourage you to get it while you still can, because I know that the dies were on low inventory. Also, I want to remind you that I do still have my ordering promotion going on, where you get my free class if you put in a $50 order with me during the month of November for my Stampin' Up! Anniversary month. So you can get your hands on some of these awesome products that I used here tonight to showcase these beautiful cards, and also this cute little 3D project, which I'm making some of, and I cannot wait to get those done, because I just thought that was the cutest thing ever. So thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. Even though I wasn't able to be live with you, know that I'll be thinking of you as you're watching this, as I'm watching Claire play her beautiful instrument in the orchestra concert taking place during our normal time. And I am hopeful, you guys, that I will have my pre-order in time to showcase for you guys next week. Now, I know that next week is Thanksgiving week. I will be live with you on Wednesday night instead of Thursday, to be able to, so you can all enjoy Thanksgiving. And I'm hoping that I will just be showcasing some things from our upcoming January through April catalog. All right, thank you all so very much again, and I appreciate all of you so very much, and thank you to so many of you who have put in that $50 order to receive that free class. Look for details to come for that class to either come in the mail to you or an evening. I believe it's December 8th that I'll be offering that right here in my basement. All right, thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all right before Thanksgiving next week. Bye everyone.